Let's start with the Western Conference. As it stands right now, the Phoenix Suns, they've been riding the number one seed for a while now, which means they'll have to play whoever lands at number 8. Who do you have at number 8 in the Western Conference when it's all said and done in terms of the play-in tournament?
I got the Clippers, honestly. I have the Clippers. I think they'll end at number 8. I believe the matchup in the play-in tournament between the, as it stands, between the Timberwolves and the Los Angeles Clippers, I believe the Clippers will lose that first play-in game, and then they will beat the Pels, the Spurs, or the Lakers if they happen to squeeze in. The Clippers will still end up in the 8th spot. So that's what I have. That's what I foresee. So yeah, I think
Mm.
that even if that is the matchup, the Suns will still be victorious regardless of what the 8th seed matchup is. That's what I believe. How about you?
Ooh, okay. Now I had the Clippers losing against the Timberwolves.
Mhm.
Yes. So Tim's will be number 7. But I'm telling you, when the Clippers have to face the Pelicans, who I think will reign
Mhm.
supreme in that 9-10 matchup,
Mhm.
I think the Pelicans might slip in.
Okay.
I think the Pelicans might be the 8th seed, especially the way BI and CJ are playing well
Ooh,
together in their little rookie and trade. Oh, man,
that
I'm telling you.
CJ McCollum
Mm.
is crafty.
Yeah.
You know what? At first, I wasn't too sold on the split up between Dame and CJ. I kind of just liked them together. I did understand that from a Pelicans perspective, it was time. I get it. Or was CJ by himself?
Oh, it's
And what
nice.
he's brought to the Pelicans?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's nice. Oh, I can see that next season. Oh, I can see it next season. And maybe Zion may want to hang on. He
He
just may
should.
want to stay. CJ McCollum is ball. Oh, yeah, it is nice to watch. So no, I can't dispute that take. I can totally see that. I am going to stay with the Clippers because I really believe that with the Paul George and Reggie Jacksons, I think that's going to be a nice matchup. So yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So the Phoenix Suns, for me, they have to play the Pels.
Okay,
But
and
the Suns are gonna make it
that's
out.
what I'm done.
The
And we're
Suns.
back at square one. Like
Yeah.
we don't even. It's gonna be all great. And again, whoever the Suns go up against, I don't care if it's the Timberwolves because perhaps the Clippers win that matchup. I don't care if it's the Clippers. I don't care if it's the Pels. I don't care if it's the Spurs, and I really don't care if it's the Lakers. Let me tell you right now, the Suns will be coming out of round one. That's just what it is.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's so
You did
disrespectful.
all of that to come back with the Suns is still going.
They gonna win. Okay, okay. So the Memphis Grizzlies are holding on to the second spot in the Western Conference, which means they'll have to play number 7, who I believe will be the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now that matchup right there,
That one right there is going to be the one.
woo,
As
must
great,
see TV.
ooh, as great as the Grizzlies are the Grizzlies are nice, but the Minnesota Timberwolves. I said it in a previous discussion that we had that the Minnesota Timberwolves may be the upset in the West. That matchup, I don't know. I don't know about that one. I don't know. It's going to be a tight 7 games. That's what I do believe. And so I don't know who's going to come out of that one, to be honest. As much as I
Mm.
really like the Grizzlies and I would love to see them advance, the Timberwolves are going to be a great out. It's going to be a good matchup.
The Grizzlies have to get out of the first round. They have to. They're
I know.
playing
I
so
agree.
well without Ja right now. I don't see why they wouldn't.
Wait a minute. So well that they didn't even have 4 of their starters in their last matchup.
Mm. Oh, that was just terrible. Did you say?
And Dylan Brooks said, "Y'all, come on. I
Oh,
got
man.
y'all."
Mm. I'm going with the Grizzlies to come out of that first round against
And
the
I'm okay with that.
Timberwolves.
I'm not even upset about it. I'm okay with that. I want the Grizzlies, but we just can't sleep on the Timberwolves. We just can't sleep on them. We can't sleep on the Timberwolves. And if Cat get hot and Anthony Edwards feeling his, we just can't sleep on them. That's all I'm saying. I know that I believe it will go a full 7, and I hope that the Grizzlies will come out of there victorious. But if it's the Timberwolves, I told y'all. No, I'm just playing. I don't know.
Okay, Golden State Warriors are sitting at number 3. Oh man, they've been without Steph for some time. He's supposed to come back for the playoffs. Well, right now they're slated to go up against the Denver Nuggets. Who's coming out of that?
Golden State.
Yeah.
7 game matchup. It's gonna be Golden State for sure. Yeah, yeah. Even though the Nuggets did really good against them in the last few games they played, I think they split the series. I think Nuggets won. They split the last final 2 games. Nuggets won one. Golden State won the other. Yeah, it's still gonna be Golden State.
Yeah, and Golden State have way too many weapons. I mean, you talking about Jordan Poole, Jonathan Kuminga. Don't let them bring up Moses Moody. Like, come on. Like, those are the
Wiggins better
second
not
tier.
even remotely get hot.
You know what I'm saying? And Steph will be well rested. Like, no.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. It's gonna be Golden State for sure.
hmm The Dallas Mavericks, lucky for them, they won't have to play Los Angeles Clippers in the first round, but it looks like they'll have to play the Utah Jazz.
Ah, you know what, Jazz? I'm sorry. This ain't it for y'all. Not this season. No, it's gonna be the Mavs for sure.
Yeah, the way Luca's playing. Oh,
And if Dinwiddie come off the bench,
mm, mm,
it's a wrap.
mm.
It's a wrap.
Yeah, so I have the Mavericks winning that matchup as well. Poor
Me too.
Donovan Mitchell. He appears to be getting a little frustrated, because they've been losing big leads, losing the games. And you look over at your two punch and Rudy Gobert got a little 14 points, but he got 20 rebounds.
Not
I
enough.
need you to put the ball in the basket, Rudy. It's just not enough. It's
It's
not
not
enough.
enough. Connolly. What the? Yeah. Yeah. And I'm sorry to say, but Luca will outplay all 3 of them.
Ooh.
It ain't gonna happen. So yeah, the Mavs will finally, while Luca's there, move out of round 1. Thank you, Utah.
Oh my God. All right, now for the Eastern Conference. They've been really competitive all year long. And the Miami Heat right now sit at number 1.
Yeah.
Right now, if the standings were to stay the same, they'd have to play the Atlanta Hawks. Do you have the Atlanta Hawks coming out of the play-in tournament to secure number 8?
If they play the way they played against the Brooklyn Nets recently, anything's possible. Yeah, but no, I will say long term, I think the Heat in the 7 game series can still come out of that particular matchup if it's against the Atlanta Hawks. So yeah, I have the Heat coming out of that one.
Okay, here's my little caveat. You know how the Cavs might have to play the Hawks in the play-in tournament. I have the Cavs beating them. So they'll move up to 7. They'll secure 7, but I have the Hawks losing, which means they'll have to play the winner of the Hornets Nets. And I have Brooklyn Nets coming out of that matchup, securing the 8th seed overall. So for me, it's the Heat versus the Nets. And I'm telling you, that matchup right there, the way the Miami Heat are playing and the way the Brooklyn Nets are not playing, but something about the playoffs with KD and Kyrie, and don't let them get Ben Simmons back.
Okay, first of all,
I see an upset. I see the Brooklyn Nets beating the Miami Heat in that series.
Okay, so if the play-in tournament turns out the way you've mentioned, and the Brooklyn Nets end up at the 8th seed, I also agree that the Nets will be the one that become victorious in that 7 game series. But it would not be because Ben Simmons is their 3. It's not going to be because of Ben Simmons. It's going to be because of Seth Curry. He's going to be able to put up the points that they need to supplement that difference in play. So yeah, it won't be Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is not coming back. You know what? Put a bow on it.
I'm holding firm.
And if he does come back, he will not be a major factor. It is going to be Seth Curry. I'm telling you. And yeah. And I would say the Heat want it to be Atlanta. They want it to be Atlanta. They don't want to see their first series game against the Nets. They really don't. No, they don't. As a matter of fact, nobody does.
Yeah, for real. So let's talk about the defending champions, Milwaukee Bucks. If I'm the Cleveland Cavaliers, or who I think will be number 7, I don't want to see the Bucks in the first round because they're going to send me fishing quick, fast, and in a hurry.
You know what? I take that back. I know I mentioned that nobody wants to see the Nets in the round 1, but if the Bucks saw the Nets, that would be a nice matchup. I don't think it's possible because, again, right now as we speak, the Nets are number 10. So the closest they'll get to the playoffs right now will be a number 8 spot. Okay, so that's fine. So they'll play the Heat as it stands. But if the Bucks remotely move up to number 1, you talking about that matchup?
Mm,
Ooh, that round one same series is going to be a mess. But I think that the Bucks will be victorious in matter of fact probably any matchup in round one
mhm.
based on who the potential players will be from the play-in tournament.
Yeah, I have to
Yeah.
agree with you on that. Now, the
Hmm.
Boston Celtics playing really well, but they're missing their key piece in the
Oh
center. I
man,
mean, Robert Williams III, he will not be back for the first round, of course,
no, he
right?
will not be back.
But they're slated to go up against the Chicago Bulls, who have slipped down to number 6. At one point, they were number 1 in the East. I don't know what happened. They only won 4 of their last 10 games. What is going on with the Bulls, first of all?
Them Bulls going home. Them Bulls is going home. Period. I don't care if they're number 6. I don't even care if they're number 5. They will not be able. And if they go down to number 7, I am so sad that their season has ended the way it did. The way it started was amazing, but the decline in their season, it's like, oh man, I really was rooting for the Bulls, but I don't
Yeah.
see them doing much in the postseason at all. So yeah, if they're up against Boston, as a matter of fact, Boston wants to be up against the Bulls. They do not want to be up against the 76ers. So I would say round one, Boston's going to be victorious if they have to match up against the Bulls in round one. Mhm.
Yeah, especially if Lonzo isn't back.
That doesn't
I mean,
matter.
he's not, you know. Okay. All right. So number 4 right now are the Philadelphia 76ers. They would have to play the Toronto Raptors, who are playing extremely well
Ooh.
right now.
Now that one right there, I don't know about that one. I can't definitively say it's going to be the Sixers. I'm sorry. I'm just sorry because we all know that once the postseason comes, for some reason, these refs they swallow their whistle. So, in some games, the multiple times that Joel Embiid and James Harden's at the free throw line, I just don't know if it will translate into the postseason.
Hmm.
Then what will we be looking at? And considering the Sixers traded Seth Curry, like who, if y'all don't let Maxey do what Maxey does, like I'm gonna need Thibault to defense all day. It's gonna take a whole collective effort. And I know that Joel Embiid is gonna be at the helm of that. And he should be, right? But my major concern, and I've said it before, the success of the Sixers is going to rest on James Harden. And if he don't get it together, and if he don't find his way to be consistent, and if he don't get the ball in the basket, and if he don't sizzle out in the fourth quarter, the Sixers will be going home earlier than they ever anticipated with this move. I'm telling you. So,
That would
and
be
against the
so.
Toronto Raptors, you know how long and lengthy they are
Oh,
and
yes.
fast? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, yeah. And the
Ooh,
Raptors, they struggled early on in the
they
season,
did.
but
They
you
figured
know
it
what?
out.
Nick Nurse, Fred Van Fleet, OG Siakam, they've been here before. And it's like, okay, come on, Scotty. Come on, Scotty. Come with us. We know how to do it. It's like,
Even so, this core Toronto Raptors team is the same core without Kawhi Leonard that sent the Sixers home in
oh, yeah,
2019. Don't even get me started.
when Joel Embiid was crying in the tunnel.
It would be a total upset
Oh,
if the Toronto Raptors, without Kawhi Leonard and with all of the new players that they have, young players that they have, now Scotty Barnes is a beast. All
mhm.
those players on their roster for the Sixers to go home. Oh.
Yeah.
And Doc Rivers will be going home right after them. I'm just telling you,
Oh, yep.
they do not want to play Toronto Raptors. That's going to be a good series. You
Yeah. I
know
hope
how
it's,
strong. Have you watched the Toronto Raptors? Now, if y'all
mhm.
ain't watched none of their games, shame on you. They're not ready.
I know. Oh, and they're playing so good, man. They have won 8 of the last 10 games.
All right, so just to summarize all of this up, tell me who do you have coming out of the East? Who will be the finals NBA matchup?
Oh, man.
Yes,
NBA
if you had to do
Finals.
a projection, like this is I project
Hmm.
this.
I think we're going to see the Milwaukee Bucks
Mhm.
come out of the East. They're going to be the Eastern Conference champions, but it's going to be a dog fight along the way.
Mhm.
And then I had them meeting up with the Phoenix Suns in the West.
Okay. We are
Yeah.
gonna get a repeat?
Yes.
Oh, that's gonna be good TV. Yes. Oh, that's gonna be amazing. Matter
Yeah.
of fact, NBA, y'all make that happen.
You know they can.
You
You
know
know.
they can. You know they can. Oh, that would be good. Yeah. I can support that for sure. I can support that for sure. But I can tell you right now, I think in the Eastern Conference, we're probably going to end up seeing the Bucks and the Nets. I can see that also repeating for some reason with the Bucks coming out of it. But I can see it. I can
Mm-hmm.
totally see it, which would be really good, which would be a great way for them to for another matchup in the postseason for the Bucks and the Nets. Because if you remember, the Nets went home because KD had his toe on the line, and it was a 2 point, not a 3 point, and that's why the Bucks were able to advance to the conference finals. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but Kyrie was also injured, so we get a healthy
Oh
Kyrie.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't have Seth Curry. I'm gonna mention
Yeah.
it again. They didn't have Seth Curry because I thought it was gonna be Patty Mills, but it's not. It's gonna be Seth Curry. So yeah. Ooh. All right, y'all. That's all we got. And until next time, goodbye.
Hey, Sha. 35.